Hey y'all, Brits here with another Watcher of Realms video. We're going to do a little showcase. Someone asked me to show my team. I decided, because I hit 50k, I think last week at the beginning of the week, it's not fully automated, but I do use the auto for placements because I don't really want to mess with the placements so much. The placements I thought were really good. You can barely see Pyros drop in there for a minute. I've got my system worked out. I know it's weird that I cycle Pyros, but I do that on purpose. I'm going to just make sure that, yeah, okay, we got the proc with Dolores, that she got her boost in her rage. That little 300 pops up. If it doesn't, I just don't bother with the run anymore. I just restart the whole thing. I reset the whole thing, and I don't even bother with it. So you'll see we're just about going to hit 13K at 330, which is where what's his name? Fastidious says that you should be for a comfortable run. I could probably run it like this on auto, but it's been a little bit tight recently. I'm going to wait to drop in Laurel until Silas's ult is just about ready. Use her ult, and that gives Lust her passive. And now I can drop her in, get these bonuses here, and pull her out for Zillatu's ult. And now Papa Pyros will be ready right on time for popping the shield. And you do that right about now. Those two pop their ults. Pops her ult. Boom. And that takes a nice chunk out of the shield before we, right at the end. So he's just there to pop the shield. Pyros himself doesn't do a ton of damage. He does enable Zillatu. If I kept him in more, Zillatu would probably do more damage. I'm relying more on Lust and her passive, where when members of her faction ult, she's going to do the big extra hit. I think it's an 800% extra damage. She's got her artifact on, which I think makes we'll look at it in a minute. I'll show you all the gear. I'm gonna hold off on the ultimates until I drop in. Come on, let's go. Ult, pick her up, and ult, drop. There we go. This is really not necessarily the standard way of doing things, but it works for me. And in my eyes, that's really what matters. You want to know how to get 50K? You figure out how your team works. You don't need a meta team to make it work. A lot of people kind of get stuck on this idea that they need the meta in order to make it work. It's not necessarily true. I should have held off on her ult for just a little bit. Get her ult in before Dolores finishes. Come on, let's go. Oh, I should have held off on that. Oh, man, I messed that up. That's okay. I think we'll still hit 50K. Yeah, 1 minute for 8K. I think we're good. I'm going to use his ult, which is, I know, a little bit funny for the last minute, but we're going to get a nice power boost in Zillatu there for a moment. It's going to be nice little boost. And there's that defense down that everyone gets. Here we go. The last little bit is just pop everyone's ult, basically, except for Pyros at the end. You don't want to pop Pyros' ult at the very end. Like now, it's already a little bit too late to pop his ult because he's going to pull Zillatu away from hitting. You don't want to do that. You want her to just be smashing away at the boss as much as possible. And in fact, I'm going to pull him out drop her in, pick her up, make sure I'm picking up Laurel and no one else. And there's my 50K. That is how I do my run. It's at this point, I probably could do a full auto run. I know it's a little bit weird that I cycle Pyros, and a lot of people are probably yelling at their screen, what the heck are you doing? But you know what? I got 52K. I'm happy with that. So that's the way I did it. Honestly, I am very happy with the result. It works totally fine for me. I remembered to do it this time. And yes, Zilla2 would do a lot more damage probably if I left Pyros in. His ult pulls her away from hitting for a minute, which procs her passive, that when she's not hitting for a minute, for a few seconds, whatever it is, she does more damage on the next hit. But I'm relying more on Lust and I just changed up Silas's gear, so now he's really doing amazing damage. I'll show you the full team right now. One moment, please. There we go. So here's the team that I got if you didn't notice it throughout the fight. I'll show you guys the gear. I have Pyros in full Invig. It really helps that this is crit rate. That's already 56%. And then I just do attack speed and rage regen to get his ult up as fast as possible. He's got a Nightmare Samsara, and that's where the attack speed goes in. Everybody is fully skilled here. Yeah. So that's Pyros. One second. Let me go to the top here. Here is Hollow. She's got kind of crazy healing effect. Her total attributes, her attack is probably a little high for this. She's not constantly healing everybody. She could probably be actually fine-tuned a little bit. I think I don't have any attack mains on her. This is a really nice piece because she's not a faction team member. She gets a bonus 5% for all her attributes. Is it the best thing for her right now? Probably not. I should probably take her attack down a little bit. Her healing effect maybe down a little bit, and she'll do a little bit better here. But you know what? It works. I have my Dolores is a little bit cracked out. I just got this piece on Friday. It's a very nice roll. This is the nice roll I got on that piece. Since attack speed doesn't do anything, all I care about is the attack on here. It's the highest attack I got. It happens to have attack speed. I really don't care about it. Over here, attack bonus, attack flat, attack bonus, attack flat. Rage regen is nice to have on there. Rage regen on there. Again, attack bonus, flat attack, and rage regen. All the other stuff doesn't really matter. Would I love to have HP bonus on here? Absolutely. That'd be great. But I'm very happy with it. The 50% rage regen is great. Her attack being at 13k, she's giving me more of a bonus than and with this, she gets even more on deployment. And with Pyros, she gets even more. She gets an extra 10%. So all of that put together, she's giving me more than a Constance at 17k. I did the calculation. 13k for Dolores is equal to 17k for Constance. So if you can get your Constance at 17k attack, my Dolores is going to be giving me more because she's at 13k. Of course, it takes good rolls. It takes some very good gear, but that's what I got. So here is Silas's. I just got this one last week, which is awesome. Maybe that helped. Today, I put it on him today for the first time, and this 50k felt a little bit easier. He's doing crazy damage popping off with this, with the extra 5% attack there. I don't have the immovable object one. I would love to have the unstoppable force and the immovable object. I love the reference here to what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. That's a really nice little thing to throw in there. Nice job, Moonton, with that. Like what happens when the unstoppable, what is it? When the unstoppable, it's a reference into X-Men. What's he called? What happens when the unstoppable Juggernaut meets the immovable Blob? That was the question. And of course, they combine to make the unstoppable, immovable Juggerblob. But, so that's a nice piece that I have for him. I decided to put this on because it's a really nice set. And now his stats, he's got almost 350% crit damage, which is awesome. Here's my Zillatu, almost at 300%. Kimat, just about at 300%. Nice attack. She is actually in an Invig set. For an artifact, I have her in the Flux Pendant. I have her in a maxed out Wailing Skull, a maxed out Realm Tear. You saw he did massive damage. She is in her exclusive artifact. I was able to get that up to 1 promotion. Gives her extra crit damage, which is nice. And Sinful Lash triggers twice. So she's doing massive damage there every time we have 2 ults in her faction. Soulbound Arcana, Soulbound Arcana, Soulbound Arcana. I feel like I'm missing someone. Let me take a look. Basically, the only thing that matters here is she's in an Invig set. What she does doesn't really matter. I have her doing a little bit of damage here and there because she's on the field for a short time. I can actually show you guys real fast. It doesn't make a difference so much that she's crit capped, but she does do a little tiny bit of damage while she's out there. It gets 133 blood. So why not? You can see Pyros is not doing that much. A little bit. He's doing a little bit, but I'm cycling him. Volka's doing more. I'm cycling her. Even Torador is actually doing decent damage. I have him in constantly. Oh, I forgot to show you Torador's artifact, I think. So let's show you that. Oops. That's okay. Torador I have in the Astral Obelisk. The extra rage regen is great for, again, cycling her passive of, not that one, Sinful Lash. Not her passive, her talent. Whenever 2 ultimates of her faction allies of the Nightmare Council, including her, will trigger, you get a Sinful Lash 1 time. Her exclusive makes Sinful Lash go 2 times. So what is Sinful Lash? You have to click on there. 400% damage to a random enemy. Now, since there's only 1 enemy in Guild Boss, that's the Guild Boss. So I like triggering her as much as possible with Dolores going. That way, the 400% damage is boosted by Dolores's invigoration, not invigoration, her inspiration. That 400% damage goes through the roof with her inspiration. It's really helpful. That's why I am always triggering Dolores before I trigger her and Torador, and I try to just keep Dolores up as much as possible because Arrogance is triggering automatically, so I can't always control when she does it, but that's fine. Arrogance does not have rage regen, so it's a little bit more controllable. Would maybe be better if he did have rage regen, maybe. Lust, I would love to have a little bit more rage regen on, but I try to get their attack as high as possible. She's in actually attack speed. I could probably figure out how to make it a little bit better, but his attack is boosted through the moon because of his burning. That's why I put him in the back row, by the way. If he's not in the back row, if he's in the front row, you'll notice that he's going to be doing attack with his demon blades. But if you look at his talent, the demon bow is what causes burning. So you want the demon bow to be going as much as possible. So the demon bow is when he's 1 step back. If he's a step away from the boss, he's going to be using his demon bow instead of his demon blades, and he's going to be causing burning. For her, I have her burning anyway because of her bond skills, so that's why I put her in the front row and Toreador in the front row. Toreador's in there constantly to get the defense reduction. That boosts the damage for her basic attack, his basic attack, her basic attack, his basic attack. So all of them are getting the bonus from his defense reduction. That's why I keep him in all the time. Anything else to speak out? Zillatu's just in there to do massive damage. As you saw, she did 88 million. Could she do more if she had, say, a couple of more faction allies? I would put in Pyros full time. He would be doing more damage. She would be doing more damage. Yeah, awesome. But I'm relying a little bit more on my Nightmare guys. That's my 50K run. If this helps you guys out, awesome. I'd love to hear it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.